Hey, Dan from GigaBoots here, and I've got some bad news. No, Mighty Number 9 isn't delayed again, at least not yet. No, GameTrailers.com announced at 6:49 p.m. on February 9th, 2016 that they were closing down after 13 years of running. GameTrailers, for those who don't know, was one of the earliest forerunners in internet video coverage of video games, and they were uploading gameplay footage and trailers for people to see long before YouTube was invented, and their closure is something worth being noted and remembered. Bob and myself have been going to GameTrailers since the early 2000s. Back in the day, we'd go there religiously to see if they had new gameplay up of brand new games and watch all the reviews. The fact they did video reviews for everything instead of written reviews was really meaningful to me, because with a video review you got to look at the game while listening to the opinion of the reviewer. No matter what their opinion was, you knew what the game played like from looking at it. That sounds minor, but that sort of objective truth mixed with opinion was crucial to me. In fact, GameTrailers was actually a major inspiration for us when we founded GigaBoots a few years ago. If you go back and look at our earliest reviews, we had a styling similar to theirs at the time, with wholly separate segments to cover various aspects, each with a snazzy transition and a score at the end. Of course, we tried to make the insane version of it.
But then that means...
Just for fun, we posted some of our reviews on GameTrailers to see if people there would get a kick out of it, and I guess they did because we were frequently featured on a sidebar on the front page. Now, this was something huge back then. The people who were featured in those days were John Tron and Rue from Clan of the Grey Wolf before either of them had the large followings that they do nowadays. A couple years later, when we got back into the review-making game, we posted our review of Bunny Must Die on GameTrailers and ended up smack dab on the front page in the main slider and everything. It was great and really helped Bunny Must Die get the attention it needed to push through the greenlight process, so it really made a huge difference to us and the people at Rocket Android. But enough about my personal stories with GameTrailers. I want to talk more about what their site meant to everyone. In their more recent years, GameTrailers was focused on developing shows in-house rather than featuring ScrewTech and AVGN. They developed a lot of likable shows that I watched just about every week. Pop Fiction, Bonus Round, GT Retrospectives were all relatively hostless but had great production values and an air of professionalism that made them outstanding. A lot of GT's newer shows were focused on a host and their voice. Annoyed Gamer had the lovely Marcus Beer, who came from a background in game publishing and made incredibly accurate, cynical, and measured commentary on the newest events in gaming. His show was always enlightening in a way you don't get from most gaming commentary shows, and that time he called Phil Fish and Jonathan Blow ungrateful hipsters because they bitched out journalists who asked for their comment on Microsoft's then new self-publishing policy was also pretty nice. Unfortunately, Annoyed Gamer was cancelled early on in GT's downward slope, but he now runs the No Comments Allowed podcast, which is on iTunes. It's definitely worth checking out. Final Bosman was a show run by Kyle Bosman, who came in weekly to talk about the latest in gaming news or just what's on his mind. The thing that made his show great was that he was very grounded, incredibly realistic, and very likable. He would say a joke that he knows is stupid and try his best to get through it without laughing at it. The Final Bosman's calling card was its ending segments, which built an elaborate lore over the years involving his twin brother and future son and all sorts of other ridiculous nonsense.
Oh, okay.
Wait, what's crazy about it?
Says iPhone 11 on the back.
Whoa, iPhone 11?
Yeah, look at that. iPhone 11.
We're not even supposed to have that technology yet.
It's like crazy future tech, right?
What a cool world we live in.
The coupling of super grounded and honest commentary on gaming's events from a guy who's not super hypey or mainstream with his opinions, even going so far as to recommend you not watch GameTrailers' own content at times, with his ridiculous ending segments, was a beautiful fusion that we won't see again anytime soon. He understood which parts deserved his time and effort, even if he knew it would be his downfall.
So I have bad news. It seems you don't fully understand how time travel works. Your father comes from a time in which I decided to stop doing bonus bits on the Final Bosman in the year of 2014. He went on to become wildly successful. However, he went to resent his life. I'm sorry. And so he time traveled back in time to before I stopped doing bonus bits.
episode 42 of the amazing Final Bosman.
The next two shows I'm going to talk about are inextricable from each other. The first is Hype Huber, or Huber Hype as it's known to people who can read, hosted by Michael Huber, who I love despite all reason. His videos are absurd, hypey weirdness that lack real substance, but as a character he's deeply fascinating. To this day I still can't tell if he's legit or not, he's just so damn excited about everything. There was no hype that could match his. That's why Final Bets was such a great show. It's where Kyle Bosman and Michael Huber challenged each other with various mechanics wrapped around a dangerous game of bets, all hinged on what will or won't happen at a trade show or a conference. The mechanics were weird, the style was great, the alliances were uneasy, and the risk was immense. Kyle Bosman had to do stand-up on a live stream because of his loss at E3 2015, and Huber had to play songs on a clarinet, an instrument that he hadn't played since high school because of his loss at PlayStation Experience 2015. GameTrailers also had Mandatory Update, the token news show run by Ian Hink and Elise Williams. That is until Elise left, and the last few episodes were seemingly Ian going insane.
Whoa. No. What are you doing here? What are you doing here? I'm doing this show. Yeah. I'm here to help. I don't think I want your help. Why not? Because you're mischievous. That's true.
GameTrailers.com played an important role in my life and was a crucial part of my weekly routine, and I'm going to miss them greatly. Brandon Jones and crew did an amazing job with the site, and I'm keeping an eye on what they're all doing. I hope they all land on their feet. Join me next time on The Rant is Go, where I'm hopefully not as sad about all this, and hopefully also making that GPU video I've been meaning to make for months. You know, the one that tells you to not buy a GPU. Because buying a GPU right now would be a terrible mistake. Did you enjoy that video? Then maybe you'll enjoy the last episode of The Rant is Go, where I talk about how fucked up the development of Mighty No. 9 has been, and how much us backers are getting fucked. Or maybe you'd like to watch this review of Tony Hawk 5. That game's hot garbage. Uninspired retreads of older Tony Hawk levels, filled with the absolute worst missions of any Tony Hawk to date. Not only are these missions terrible, but every level has the same mission over and over again. GigaBoots has been brought to you by our glorious producers, Cywolf and Gary Owen, via our Patreon. Consider becoming a GigaBoots patron today.